Konnichiwa, bitches! It is time for another WWE pay-per-view review show with your host, me, Catpool. Nice to see you guys coming in and checking things out. This show was not expected to be that great of a show, but for one thing I'd like to say is that they only had one TLC match on the whole damn show. Out of the whole pay-per-view. Only one out of the whole pay-per-view. That doesn't make any sense to me because every year, almost all the matches are tables, ladders, or chairs. Something to do with that. Only one. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. So with the loss of Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns due to illness, Roman also suffers from can't get over-itis. They didn't mention Bo Dallas or JoJo either. So the attack of the mumps going on backstage led them to put them against the wall. They had to do something. They were on the ropes and they had to do something special. So they had promised the Shield, and so they didn't have the Shield. So what do? They put in Kurt Angle, which is awesome. It's a little early than what I guess they had planned to bring him back in as his return match after 11 years of not being in a WWE ring. So, but it was cool. I was psyched to hear that they were going to do that. At the last time we had heard that he hadn't even passed his physicals yet. So maybe that was just a lie, and it just cover it up so nobody would know. And then instead of Bray Wyatt being in there, they brought in from SmackDown AJ Styles to face Finn Balor. Both of them past members and pseudo-leaders from the Bullet Club, which was kind of interesting. I knew that was going to be something good in the match. They said some people were saying it was going to be a dream match of the two between Finn and AJ. I was looking forward to seeing something really awesome, and we'll get at that in a few minutes. I am sort of changing my format a little bit on my pay-per-view reviews. I'm trying to keep it shorter. They tend to get a little long. I'm trying not to do the play-by-play. It's so difficult sometimes when that's what you want to do, when subconsciously you just want to start doing the play-by-play. So let's get right into the pre-show. The pre-show was with Sasha Banks versus Alicia. Yay. I had heard it mentioned on Wrestling Soup that they think Alicia Fox might be the new-aged hardcore Holly. That they use her to go in and beat the crap out of people when they need to get them back in line. I thought that was pretty funny, but I also kind of see how that could be true, too. It was interesting. So the match critique. So, Crazy B is crazy is. Alicia is unhinged as usual. The boss is trying to be all hard and stuff. Alicia playing the crowd with her heel roll is pretty good. She controlled most of the match, beating on Sasha Banks. I didn't see any kind of, the botch of the match. There wasn't any major botches, just some off timing on some spots here and there. Moves of the match. Alicia hit a good tilt-the-world backbreaker on the outside. That was one of her only good moves. Then Sasha hit the Bank Statement for the win. She didn't hit any real special moves throughout the whole match. So that was it. Your winner, Sasha Banks. Next match, she goes to the show opening. We get Emma coming out first with It's All About Me. Yeah, and it's Emma versus Asuka. And there was a huge pop for Asuka. She looked great coming out. She is one sexy Asian chick, I'm telling you. The match critique. We get a lot of Asuka gonna kill you chants. Now, I thought they were gonna have Asuka come in and do a squash. They didn't do a squash. They let Emma pull out a pretty good match. Now, if this was a match on a Monday Night Raw or some other time, I would have said yeah, because the match was great. They had a good match. It told a good story. And then Asuka won in the end, which was what's supposed to happen. Now this pay-per-view, as her, coming into WWE mainstream, in the Raw, it was just not right for them to let Emma look so strong. I heard others say that too, but I also believe it too. They should have let Asuka beat the crap out of her, but not to a total squash. you know, but at least a lot better than what they did. I saw a few timings, miss spots, you know, no serious botches. Moves of the match, we had Asuka do some great MMA submission moves on her. She pulled up a really nice Shining Wizard, which was more of just like a semi-Shining Wizard kick to the face. Her strong style is pretty nasty. She does nasty stuff like grab her wrist and kick Emma in the head while she's laying down on the mat, you know. Just some insult to injury type stuff. She did a really awesome trap leg suplex. And then she had a really nice high round kick to Asuka, and did she got the Asuka lock for the tap out for the win. Emma did have a very physical presence in the match. She did put Asuka in the trio woe and brutalized her some, and then did their corner splash. She did do a hair throw slam to the outside floor, which was kind of interesting, but like we said before, they shouldn't have let Emma look so strong. But anyways, Asuka got the win with the Asuka lock, and she is headed into Monday Night Raw, and we'll see what happens there. Hopefully they'll push her and get her up on the belt. And since she belongs, she should have the belt. Next up, we get a good promo with The Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro. Stop letting Cesaro talk with the mouth guard, please. Can't understand half of what he's saying, and it's ridiculous. Miz throwing shade as usual against Kurt Angle. Braun shows up, Kane shows up. Tension between the Giants. We get an Elias promo on the stage after that. He gets a ton of heat, and it's great. It's great, good heel heat for him. Then all of a sudden you start seeing vegetables being thrown out from off screen somewhere because it's all dark around him, and it ends up being Jason Jordan with a carriage full of, you know, vegetables, and he starts chucking them at Elias, and they go off screen. We get into the cruiserweights coming up, and they switch out commentary with I can't remember one guy, but the other guy is Nigel McGuinness. And Nigel McGuinness, if you remember, used to be Desmond Wolfe, and he was in TNA or Impact, whatever you want to call it, as Desmond Wolfe, and he had, from what I remember, had a great feud with Kurt Angle once, and I thought that was pretty cool. Kurt kind of, you know, helped him out and getting him in and over, and I thought that was a great feud between them. Anyway, so we get right into the match. The match is Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher versus Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann. I wish Rich would stop doing that stupid dance and head bob thing when he comes to the ring. He looks retarded. It's like a worse version of D'Lo Brown with a dumbass head shake crap. Stop it! Anyways, let's get to the match critique. Basic match back and forth. It was your usual, something you would see on, you know, Raw. And I've only seen 205 Live a few times. They did do a few aerials. WWE's not keeping them grounded as much as they were. Kendrick and Gallagher eventually take control of the match and beat the crap out of Swann. And let's see, Kendrick moves in the match. I didn't see any botches really. There might have been some, but I didn't really see much other than a few missed time spots. Kendrick hit a nice butterfly suplex and a captain's hook submission. Gallagher hit a super headbutt at one point. Alexander does an Undertaker swan dive over the ropes. He does a handspring rebound jumping around kick, which is kind of nice looking. Kind of reminds me of Tajiri and stuff. And then Alexander hits a lumbar check for the win. The only thing Rich Swann got was a good Phoenix splash. That was okay. But Alexander hit the lumbar check for the win. And so that was it. So yeah, your winners were Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann. Next up, we had the Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship. They ran promos, of course, before every match on, like, you know, the storyline, at least what there was of one. And so we get the Alexa interview backstage, because earlier in the night they had an interview with Mickie James. Blah, 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 match critique. Mickie James shows her experience. There's some good back and forth. A lot of anti-reversals showing up, which was kind of cool. Both women going punch for punch. I thought they told a good story. We get a lot of "We Want Tables" chants from the crowd. We get that all night long, actually, because people were like, "Hey, it's a TLC pay-per-view. Come on!" All right, so we get a couple botches in the match. One of the over the rope, before Mickey does the before Alexa yanks on Mickey's arm over the rope. There was a little botchamania right there on the flip over. Moves in the matches, I guess Mickey would have a good face buster. She landed a good missile drop kick. Alexa hit a good sunset bomb. Twisted Bliss for a miss. Bliss uses fuckery at the end and the ref to sneak attack Mickey and then nails her with a DDT for the win. So your winner and still women's champion, Alexa Bliss. Then we get a stupid interview after the match with Mickie James. I hate this crap. They've got to stop doing that. It is so retarded and ridiculous to have an after-match interview in the ring with the person who just lost or won or whatever, you know. It's dumb. Just stop it. I wish they'd stop it. After that, we get a promo with the Shield and Angle. They give Angle a vest and say, if you're all in, you're all in. He's all in. Yes. All right. They give him a Roman Reigns vest thing to wear. And we go back out stage again. Elias take 2. Huge crowd heat again. He starts over 2 times and he starts working the crowd. He's got some great heat. This was awesome. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we start seeing Vegetables again by Jason Jordan to a good crowd pop. Somewhat a good crowd pop. And then it goes black. So the next match we have up was the Enzo Amore versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight Championship. Enzo lost his voice. He cuts a heel promo on the crowd and Kalisto. For the match, we have Enzo playing the whole coward and getting in sneak attacks when he can. Pretty much the whole match. And that's his character. That's what he does. He's a heel coward that, sneak attacks when he can. We get more "We Want Tables" chants. The match was pretty good for Enzo. I didn't see any major botches. Enzo did hit a DDG off of the top rope, which is kind of nice, or actually second rope. He nails an Eat Defeat, which is, he calls it a Jorgonzo, after he eye pokes Kalisto for the win, after a distraction to the ref by pulling up the ring apron. One thing Kalisto did was a dive through the ropes, and that was about it. Other than that, that was it. Back to being champion again is Enzo. After some fuckery with the eye poke and hits the Jorgonzo. Another stupid interview after the match with Enzo this time. Stop it, please. No more interviews after matches. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor is the next, and this is one of the matches I was looking forward to. They both come out. They both look great. Both are over. Crowd is psyched. Right into the match. All right, we get "This is awesome" chants before the match even starts. We get "Too Sweet" chants a whole bunch of times. We have a great back and forth. Balor works submissions on AJ's legs. Both men are technically advanced over everyone on the roster right now, I believe. They didn't pull out as much stops as I think they could have if they had more prep time. They only had a couple days notice on this, and AJ just barely got off the flight coming back from South Africa or wherever the hell they were down there. And so I guess if they had a few weeks to work up on a match, they could have come up with something that would have just been the match of the year. This was a very good match, though. They did a couple of double crossbodies and double clotheslines, showing more of their likeness. We get near the moves of the match. AJ did hit a Ushigorishi. He hit a sit-down facebuster. He got him in the calf crusher. He hit him with a Pele kick to Finn, who was sitting on top rope. He did the jump rope Hurricane Rana, which was a little bit sketchy. He almost botched that one. And then he did a 450 for a miss. Finn Balor did a Taker flip over dive. He did a vicious drop kick to AJ to the barricade, like he did to a Bray Wyatt in their last pay-per-view match, man. It was like, holy crap. He did it also for the win at the end, and AJ was probably a good I don't know, 7, 8 feet away from the corner, and he just lifted him up off the ground practically into it. He hit the Pele kick, similar, the overhead style one that Finn does. He hit a 1916, and then they hit double drop kicks to the corner for the coup de grace for the win. And afterwards, Finn helps AJ up, and they both look at each other, and they do a both too sweet to each other, and the crowd loses their crap and orgasms on the spot. And so that was that. So that was pretty good match. So we get an impromptu match between Jason Jordan and Elias to take up some time here. There's still quite a bit of time left to go for the show, and the only match they got left, I believe, is the TLC match. So to fill some time, and they also took out oh man, what's his name? The guy was going to do a PowerPoint presentation. Drew Gulak was going to do a PowerPoint presentation, and he took that out for time. But then they had all of a sudden had like 20 minutes they had to fill, so they threw a quick match in between Jason Jordan and Elias Sampson. The match was okay, something you would see on Monday Night Raw. Elias abused Jordan a bunch through it. Both had some real sloppy moments. I don't think they're a very good match for each other. Nothing special from either one for moves in the match. Elias goes to bring Jordan in the hard way, and Jordan turns it into a fruit roll-up for the win. Looks like Elias got his shoulder up on the 3 count, so look forward to that being brought into the future match, because they showed it in the replay also. Excuse me. Alright, TLC match featuring Ambrose, Rollins, and Angle versus Kane, Braun, Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro. 5-on-3. So let's get right into the match. We get chair attacks right off the bat from the Shield, +1, I mean Angle. We get some great back and forth. Shield take them to Chair Shot City. They set up Strowman and Kane on the announcer tables, and they set up ladders on top in front. And Rollins and Ambrose do a double frog splash, and both take the big guys out for the first part of the match. Angles takes Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro to Suplex City. An ankle lock on Kane. Strowman power slams Angle through a table. Medics come in for Angle. The refs start dismantling Rollins and Ambrose. The comeback from Rollins, Kane accidentally hits Strowman with a chair. They start fighting. Back to the beatdown on the Shield, Rollins and Ambrose. They do a double crucifix on Ambrose through a table. The table doesn't break, which is surprising. And then they set it up in the corner, and Strowman throws Ambrose through the table. They work their way up the stage, and Miz calls for a garbage truck. They continue to tear apart Rollins and Ambrose. They dump them in the truck, but then they fight back and get on top of the truck and fly down on top of Miz's team. Miz runs to the ring away from Rollins and Ambrose. They chase after him and beat him with chairs. They set up tables on the ramp and about to go for a suplex on Kane, but he turns around, chokeslams Braun through the stage. Like, all of a sudden, Kane's attacking Braun out of nowhere. Like, I don't understand it. He didn't do nothing. Braun didn't do nothing to him, other than they almost fought in the ring 10 minutes earlier. So it just came out of nowhere. It was weird. So Kane, choke slams Braun through the stage. We get holy shit chants. Braun starts climbing out and grabs Kane's foot. Kane pulls down the chair string that's hanging from the ceiling. And there's like 10 chairs or so there, and they all fly down and land on top of Braun. They show him all out, and he's done for. And so that was that. So we get back into, let's see, Kane, Braun, oh wait, it lost me here for a second. Braun is out and done. Okay, Kane goes back to the attack on Ambrose and Rollins. They fight back. Kane double choke slams them through the tables. Once again, the table on Ambrose didn't break. He kind of just bounced off of it. Braun starts coming back up. He comes back out of the thing, and Kane looks shocked. Braun takes out Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Braun and Kane go at it. And then they all go to and beat down Braun and throw him into the garbage truck and close it in on him. They drag Rollins to the ring. Angle comes back through his music and works the bar. He angle slams Cesaro through one table, and he takes out Sheamus. Then they work their way to the ring, and Rollins, Ambrose work Kane with chairs. They spear him through the barricade. Miz goes for a cheap shot and hits his facebuster thing there on Kurt Angle, only for a 2 count. He goes for it again, and Angle reverses it into an angle lock. The Shield take all sides and hit the finishers on Miz. Then they Shield powerbomb on Miz. Angle gets the pin for the win. And that was your pay-per-view for TLC. 20 minutes, man. I'm trying to keep this down short, but it just ain't happening. Alright, so my thought on the pay-per-view on a ranking for tacos. I would say between the TLC match, which I actually liked, there's a few parts that didn't have any rhyme or reason to it, and then the AJ Finn match I thought was great. The Mickie James Alexa match I thought was okay. I thought they were gonna let Mickie James get over because she's, for her last run there before she retires. But we'll see what's gonna happen in the future there. Despite the fact that they had all the clusterfucking having to write this stuff together in the last couple days, and I guess I'd give it probably a 4 out of 5 taco. I actually enjoyed the pay-per-view. There were some spots I really enjoyed. There were very few spots I didn't enjoy. So I would say a 4 out of 5 taco for me. And on that note, let's do some shout-outs for some of my favorite wrestling podcasts and such. We've got Wrestling Soup with Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joseph E. Numbers. You can find them at WrestlingSoup.com. They're on Mixler, Spreaker, and a whole bunch of other places. You can listen to them at 9:30 on Thursdays. Just go to their website, WrestlingSoup.com, and then you can hit the Mixler button over on the right that says Listen to Now, and it'll take you right to them. We got the WNC show, Wrestling National Committee, with Johnny Florida, Dave, and Old Man Jenkins, and a few other guests here and there. You can find them at WNC.com. They're also on Mixler. Their usual time is Wednesdays at 8, and then they do a whole bunch of different other times and shows like that. If you join Mixler, you'll get the notifications for both them, Wrestling Soup, and then also Don Tony, Kevin Castle show. You can get them at DonTony.com. He has a show after Monday Night Raw. He's got an every other week show on Wednesdays. And then he's got a couple special shows that they do also between both of them. And then that's great too. You can check them out on Mixler also. And they're a part of the Wrestling Soup Mixler. So either one is going to let you know that they're on. We get, from YouTube, we get Wrestling with Wregret. Brian Zane's pretty great. We also got a big one, Solomonster Sounds Off. You can get him at SolomonsterSoundsOff.com. He is the best, as I say, with overall knowledge and commentary on wrestling in general. I really enjoy listening to his technical aspects he talks about going on behind the scenes and things like that. Give him a check out also. His is usually on Sundays. He usually posts something right on his website. Let's see. Grimm's Toy Show, big shout out for him. He's on YouTube. There's so many others. Now, since the 5 guys left What Culture, they're supposed to be starting up something new. The Adams, King Ross, Jack and them guys are also supposed to be starting something new, and they've got a channel up now, and I'll post the link in the description. It's like WC or C3, C5 or something like that. I'll post a picture and a link down in the description, and you guys go join them. I don't think they've got anything posted yet. I don't think they're posting until the first week in November or something like that. But go check them out and support them. Since they left What Culture, I miss seeing King Ross and all that stuff, and John O'Clock moments. Get in there! And all kinds of great stuff from them guys. So other than that, I am Catpool. Thank you once again for stopping in and listening to this pay-per-view review. We've got a new one coming up in a couple weeks, and I will see you then. Take care. Love you guys, and bye!